my name's Andrew Pakes. I'm the Labour MP for Peterborough, and I suffer for hearing loss. I've always had bad hearing. It's deteriorated a bit, but then a couple of years before COVID, it took a real turn, and I started to lose sounds on the edge of it. But you know what's really interesting is it's not like an on-off switch where my hearing just went. I think it deteriorated, but it took other people to tell me what was happening. And actually going to get my ears checked out again, getting put in for these brilliant little things I have in my ears, has been one of the best things I've done in my life. Not just for me, but for loved ones, families and friends.
Benefited from your hearing aids?
Well, no, genuinely, with these new hearing aids, I feel like I'm back in the conversation, and I think it's really interesting talking to family and friends that when my hearing was going down and I didn't really realise it, that you begin to drop out of conversations. You do small things in your life which are big for other things, like always have the telly on the loudest setting, which means you can't have a conversation because it's blaring out of that. But when people point it out to you that you've gone quiet, you're not part of the group as much, you're not coming to the pub as much, it got me thinking and made me realise I wanted to go and get my hearing testing. And I say it's the best thing I've done. These are my magic ears, which help me both be part of the room again and to help me do my job as a Member of Parliament. But also, and I think it's really important, it's also given me the sense that what it's like to be an outsider. So I describe my hearing loss as one of my superpowers. It's really helped me understand what it's like to be outside, looking in. And I think talking to lots of people with different challenges, disabilities, different forms of hearing loss, people want to feel included and they want to feel part of something. And actually, if I can use some of my job to do that, using these brilliant things here, I'm going to do it.
When you had the hearing aids put in, what was the difference like for you?
Everything was so noisy. It's amazing. You put them in, you get them checked out, and there's a whole, it's like being fitted for a well-fitted suit. They have to adjust the hearing sounds and things, but I was hearing things I didn't realise I wasn't hearing or I'd missed. It sounds very poetic, but you could hear birds chirp when they were chirping. You could hear the rustle of paper and sounds on the outside. And it took me, I think it took me a good couple of weeks for my head to readjust to these new different sounds that are coming in, but it's transformed my life, so I'm with it.
Churches, how do you find your hearing loss in those environments?
Yeah, I still, even though I've got these brilliant machines helping me do the right thing and be part of the conversation again, there are venues which are difficult, and I think lots of people with hearing loss will recognise that big halls with no soft furnishings, the sound still bounces off the walls throughout it. Sometimes when you're in big groups and there's lots of people around, that can be really noisy as well, and sometimes the echo and the bounce of it can be really difficult. So I still rely on looking face to face to people, which I think is a good thing to do when you're involved in public life and listening to people. A little bit of self-taught lip reading on the side, but also trying to find, some of the quiet moments alongside some of the busy moments.
But then at other times, very rowdy. So what's that experience like?
They've actually got really good acoustics. I think if people have never been to Parliament but seen it on TV, you can sometimes these wires with lots of microphones, so you can hear quite well. But when you get the big theatre of politics, like Prime Minister's questions, when both sides are really busy and there's all the shouting and hubbub, it can be difficult to hear. Right. And I think that's one of the challenges I've got to learn over these next few months, is how to use my hearing to intervene on behalf of people in Peterborough in this new environment. My advice to them was go and do it. It's like having a quick MOT. You can book in via your doctor or some of the high street services. It's quick and easy, it's not intrusive, and what it's done to me is really transformed my life. So go out and do it. And I particularly say that to fellas. I think fellas of my age, often we can just let the world pass us by, but it's really helped me get on in life, get on better with my friends, be part of social groups, do my job better, because being able to hear or being able to take part in conversations is such an important part of daily life. Yeah.
So, why do you think it's important for local services like CDA to offer support for people with hearing loss?
I think it's absolutely brilliant that we have the CDA here in Peterborough, and they've got the support and funding now to do drop-in clubs and other social environments where people with hearing loss can come together. I would really have appreciated some local services when my hearing was deteriorated, but it was a whole new learning opportunity for me about what's out there and what do you do about it. With CDA, I hope more people find out about the services. If you're worried about your hearing, if you've got hearing loss, go along, be part of the group, share your experiences, and let's learn together, because it's all about making our lives better.